Hastings, take one.
Oh, cute. It all started when I was 8 years old, and in Scotland it's called Primary 5, and which, yeah, 8. And we tried a wee game session, went to school, didn't have a hockey stick, we just like picked up a couple of hockey sticks and hit the ball about the place. I can't explicitly remember my first ever session, but I do really remember just doing like ladders and us warming up with ladders and doing footwork and stuff, and I loved that. And then a really lovely core memory was I got my first ever hockey stick at Christmas time, and it was a wooden stick, and my mum put a little sticker on it. And then from there, I just kind of fell in love with hockey. So yeah, it was school that actually kind of got me into it, which is amazing. Well, let me tell you, I did quite a few sports before I actually like specialised in hockey. And I've actually got like quite a funny story with like all the different sports. I think I did about 11 sports before I actually then decided hockey was kind of the one. Started off doing tennis. I loved it, very competitive. I didn't like saying that I was competitive, and I still to this day don't like saying I'm competitive, but I am. And went and did tennis, loving it, and then we went to do an egg and spoon race with a tennis racket, and I was obviously winning the race, and then somebody tripped me up, and then I fell over, and then I didn't want to go back to tennis because I was mortified, and I actually did never go back to tennis. So that was number one. And then like I dabbled in like cross country, gymnastics, ice skating. I was a bit of an ice skater. Yes, wow, throwing it out there. And I got a wee gold medal in my ice skating. And actually ice skating was pretty good for me because it taught me that when you fall over, you have to get back up again. Like you have to just crack on, where, and I know that sounds like so cliche, but it genuinely made me kind of who I am today, because I actually have had so many fallbacks, and actually that's related to ice skating. You have to pick yourself back up, brush off the ice, and kind of crack on. So ice skating, what else did I do? A bit of dance, not for me, not a dancer. Ballet. And then I was that one that was holding my mum's hand and like waving to the audience like, hi, not dancing at all. And then I was more serious with my athletics and also my hockey at the exact same time. So with athletics, I started that when I was, I think, 11 years old. Started off doing shot put and high jump. I had a massive spring in my step, loved doing high jump. Then I did high jump and hurdles, and then I did high jump and pole vault. So that was a bit of a fun one. And competed with Edinburgh Athletic Club back at home, and they supported me through and through. I think I actually as well, that's another thing, I wouldn't actually be the hockey player I am without that fitness that I actually gained through athletics. We did a lot of sprint training, so I was a quick player in my younger days, and I got quite fit with them, and I had to balance that whole hockey and athletics. So yeah, a long-winded answer. Yes, I did do a lot of sport before I actually kind of focused on hockey and started pushing it from there. But I didn't commit to hockey until I was about 18 years old. I made that decision that it was going to be my sport. So yeah. I honestly, I can't really remember having a dream. Well, I think I just remember I wanted to be a vet when I was younger. That was honestly one of my only childhood dreams, I think. And then, and then I went to the Edinburgh Science Festival, and there was like a vet thing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go to that. And it was with like stuffed animals, and we had to like give birth to a stuffed animal, so like pulling out these little small stuffed toys, and we were wearing all like the face masks and all that. I felt really sick and I couldn't do it. So that was my dreams crushed. No, I can't really think. I don't think I did have a lot of dreams. I think the only thing would be like music and drama. I was into my like that side of things. I actually was so close to picking theatre over sport. I am a bit of a drama queen, as people know. And when I was 11, I was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I was one of the sewer kids in like the touring company. So did that for 3 months, and it was my first paycheck ever. Like we got like pennies, but it was brilliant. It was really good, and it was a high commitment actually, and it made me realise the incredible things that go on behind the scenes of like a theatre production, and I loved it. And I still did it at school. I still did a lot of singing and was in the choir and stuff, and wanted to do stuff outside of, but sport was there. So I can't really remember having like a dream of in sport or having that much of a dream in theatre, but yeah. Grey's Anatomy. I love Grey's Anatomy. Obsessed. It's fantastic, and I'm actually quite upset because I keep trying to download it and it's just not downloading. Yeah, I feel like I can just relax and watch it and kind of forget about kind of what's kind of going on. So that's one. Chocolate, love chocolate, obsessed. It's fantastic. I've been swayed to actually having some dark chocolate now. Wee bit of mint, yummy. And then last but not least, you know what? I really like Sudoku. Like out there, rogue. I can't believe I just said that. I should have said coffee because I love coffee, but yeah, I really like Sudoku. I like the concept of it. I think it's great, and my mum loves it too. So that melts my heart. Just touch the microphone, sorry. Manners. Like, manners cost nothing. I cannot stand. I've always been, and I'm so grateful to my mum and dad for bringing me up to drill me with manners. Anything that I did, they wouldn't give me anything if I didn't say please or thank you, but genuinely meaning it as well. Like, not just a please, it's a please may I have this or please may I have that, and a thank you very much, I really appreciate that, and genuinely show your emotion with people. I think that's, yeah, I just don't think that you can get away with being rude. I think it's horrible if you're, I don't know. Yes, that's one of my pet hates. And another random rogue one, people brushing their teeth in front of me can actually get in the bin. I hate it. Like, I actually, and you know why? So the whole because I always had this fear about it, and I finally figured it out. It's because when me and my brother, Corey, would brush like our teeth when we were going to bed, he would actually get his toothbrush and like flick his like, oh, so just from that, and also my dad brushing his teeth is disgusting. So, and like I'm actually repulsed right now speaking about it. And you're not like, there's some people that I can deal with, but others I actually am like, no. So yeah, brushing the teeth in front of me, that's a pet hate. Like it nah, I can't. It's a, what else pet hate? Like let's more go serious. Manners. Oh, common sense, right? Just like, or common courtesy of like goodwill. So like, for example, I do a lot of coaching, and when a drill's finished and people literally just get up and walk off the pitch, I'm literally standing there with like cones, or even like as a team as well. Sometimes you do get teams where, and I've had that throughout the whole years, I've been brought up to, you help the coaches bring in the equipment, you help your teammates bring in the equipment, you are one. And that is one thing that I'm like, and I know it sounds so petty, but I think like, don't think that you're good enough not to pick up a cone or not to pick up a couple balls. I think that's like really, really important. Like ask if somebody needs some help. Like I know everyone needs to go somewhere. Everyone's got something else to do next. So, and on the pitch, well, that's kind of an on the pitch one. Pet hate. This is a funny, right? I don't like when people chat back to the umpires, but I sometimes do it myself as well. And it's like that natural, like, blah, blah, blah. But like, an actual fact, they're a human being as well, and they can only play what they're kind of seeing. So, excuse me. So yeah, I just don't, I think like that moment of you going like this to an umpire, that 1 second can cost a goal if you react to somebody else who's out there, and actually if you don't turn around and actually kind of crack on. Now don't get me wrong, we're not all perfect, like sometimes we're actually going to bite, but actually having that respect and being like, if you do turn around and like are nasty to the umpire, like put your hands up and say, I'm really, really sorry, I actually didn't mean to do that, it was just like an impulsive reaction, and I won't do that again. And just having that respect there, that's my pet hates. Commitment, full everything commitment. It's like going through age group and stuff, like you were committed and you kind of like worked with it. As soon as you step into the senior program, it's different. It's completely next level. It's all on you to give that commitment. Like, I remember my first year, I was trying to get the concept of it, and actually it all has to come from within. So you have to be committed to get up and go and do a running session. You have to be committed to fuel your body correctly. You have to be committed to get some sleep. You have to be committed to prepare yourself for anything that kind of comes at you. So yeah, definitely commitment and resilience, like for sure. I think I've had 3 major injuries now, and like I'm at my breaking point now where I need to keep pushing through, just to showcase that I can do it, because somebody once said to me that the people who make it in the international scene is because they just never really give up, and you just can't give up. Do you know that moment that, and like, don't get me wrong, you're going to get to that stage where you're going to give up, or you might not give up, but other things in life might come into play. You might have a career that you're going to have to then put forward, or like you've just got to change the direction. You might lose your passion for the sport, but yeah, you have to have that hard work, commitment and resilience for sure to kind of genuinely make it. And yeah, it's tough. It's really tough, and especially with a sport that is not professional. I have to balance this year has been incredibly tough, my work, trying to get back with a rehab injury, and also like just get back onto the pitch. It's really difficult, but then also have a social life, because that's so important that you still catch up with your friends for a coffee. But the past couple of years I've kind of put that at the back burner a lot of the time, which yes might then make that I attend a training session, like a strength and conditioning session, like really fresh because I've gone to bed bang on 9 o'clock or whatever. But if I actually go and have a coffee with my friend in the morning, I might be a wee bit fatigued because I've given them quite a lot of energy. But in actual fact, you need to have that. Like, we're human beings. We want to be part of a tribe. Want to be parcel with people. So yeah, it's having that balance, which you'll get it one day and then the next day you're not going to get it. So yeah, it's just trying to learn from that. On my first cap, I don't know whether we sang it, but when I was actually, I must have been 16 years old. I remember singing the national anthem. We got given the words of the Flower of Scotland, and I was like, I know these, because I went to plenty of rugby games when I was younger. And then, actual fact, I was looking at them, I was like, oh, I didn't know that was the second. And I think we sang it, when I was under 16. And like, I didn't actually I got it, but I didn't truly like love it as much, because I was like, oh, we're just singing a national anthem. But in actual fact, the more I kind of went through the age groups and years, it means even more every single time that you sing it. So like the first time I kind of ever sang it for the seniors, like there was definitely a tear in my eye, because it was like, all of my hard work has kind of come to this. And I actually feel, and especially with the Scottish national anthem, like I feel so proud and privileged to sing that. And like when you get the crowd, when we sometimes do get a crowd, and you get the crowd like singing back to you, it's just, I'm getting goosebumps now, like speaking about it, because it is incredible. And even if you go to like a rugby game now, I still sing the national anthem, and it brings me back to my hockey, and it makes me go, I want to be back, but I want to be on that pitch, and I want to be singing to everybody else. And yeah, it's an amazing feeling. And even as a coach, I coached the under-21s in summer, and they were all on the pitch, and I was standing with the coaches singing it, and I got goosebumps. I felt so proud. I was like, wow, I'm actually coaching an international squad. Like, even that meant something to me. So yeah, each time it's progressively getting more meaningful, which is amazing. It's cool. To be fair, so you know what, everyone goes through like hardships in life and stuff like that, and it's just you kind of, and what did somebody say, we're not all riding the same storm. We're all in the same storm, but we're in completely different boats, riding different waves and getting hit by different waves and stuff, which I actually like that concept. I never like comparing and like getting the violin out for myself. But hardship, genuinely, this year has been the hardest year I've ever had to like kind of face. My injury that I got has been the 3rd major injury that I've had. So my first one was hip surgery, which part and parcel of playing, apparently. Second one was an impact injury, somebody taking me out on purpose, did my meniscus, so that's uncontrollable. And then this third one again was being taken out by the same player 3 times in a hockey game. So like, let me just shake it off. What was the question again? Hardship. Everything goes through hardship. No, I will.
Hardest life challenges you've had to overcome?
Yeah, so, excuse the tears. I can literally still see tears in my eyes, but I'm fine. So yeah, back in March time, got taken out 3 times by the exact same player, and woke up the next day, and I couldn't walk. And when I say taken out, I mean I did not have the ball. She literally just slide tackled me a couple times. So that's quite hard. The only, like, recently I've only gained, I thought it was my fault that I got injured, and each of my injuries I thought have been my fault, because I'm not robust enough or I'm not fit enough. But in actual fact, it's not been that. It's like, unfortunately, it's been a pretty rubbish situation where I've just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I just wish that was controlled, but hey-ho, sometimes you can't control these things. And yeah, woke up the next day, couldn't walk. I literally had something called drop foot, where I tried to pick up my foot and it just dropped down, and it was the weirdest thing. Like, my brain to my left-hand side of my body was completely disconnected, and it was so hard to articulate to people like what was kind of going on. And people, like, still now, they just don't get nerve injuries, and they are horrific. They bring you pain, they bring you discomfort, they bring you like these random sensations, but then one day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel great. And then the next, like, in half an hour, you feel horrific, and there's this disconnect to be like, come on, leg, can you work with me here? So I've had to not only overcome trying to, like, walk properly and, like, try and connect my brain to my foot, I've had to actually mentally get back as well. Like, I was, when was it, like 2018, I think I made this commitment to myself that I was going to go for Commonwealth Games, and I was on track for it. So then having that ripped away from you, like, uncontrollably, is hard, is really, really difficult, especially when, like, since 2018, every single day I got up, I was going, okay, I'm going to go to the Commonwealth Games. All my decisions were, oh, I want to go to the Commonwealth Games. And yes, I know that's a bit of a, like, a strong mindset, but I had to completely change it because I was floating in and out. I needed a direction to kind of go to, and I did focus on the Commonwealth Games. Now, in hindsight, probably shouldn't have aimed it at a certain event, but in actual fact, every day, without that aim, I wouldn't have then got better as a, like, individual, not just as a hockey player, as a human being as well. Like, everybody said, like, I did kind of change, and I kind of changed my focus and understanding and appreciation of the sport as well. So I've got no regrets about that. But yeah, biggest hardship is coming back from this injury, and figuring out who I am as a person. Because to me, without hockey, I don't know who I am, and I'm still trying to figure that out, which is quite a daunting and scary thing, and you have that quite a lot with international athletes. And I speak to a lot of my teammates, and they go through the exactly same, and that's the importance of actually making sure that you do have that social life, you still have that connection with your family and friends, because if you don't, and what happened to me, if you don't get selected for something because of an injury, you go, oh my gosh, what is life about? And you start second guessing everything, literally everything. So yeah, and this year has been pretty hard trying to get back onto the pitch, and I'm now back on the pitch, and you have to focus on, like, the small wins and stuff, and did, like, testing the other day and equaled my PB from back in January, which was, I cried after it. I was like, oh my gosh, so emotional, I cry every time, because, like, it's a landmark that. And even before the fitness testing, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then finally figured out that I'm running. I get to run, which is, I couldn't do that a couple of months ago. So it's, yeah. And even now, like, I've started a new job as well, which is difficult. It's really hard. New managerial job, and it's trying to get that balance of, I still want to do my international hockey, but I'm kind of going down a really good career path. So now I'm, like, at that to and fro. I'm giving too much I'm trying to give too much. I'm trying to give 100% to both, and you can't do that. You combust as a human being, which I literally did a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's trying to get that balance, which comes back to that whole balance thing. So yeah, this year has been, not physically. I can do rehab. I can tick the boxes. If you tell me to do 10 squats, I'll do 10 squats. Like, it's more this mental resilience to try and get back and actually start backing yourself again. So yes, pretty hard, pretty deep. But yeah, we'll get there. In life and hockey?
Separately.
Okay. So, in life, right, this sounds ridiculous, but I won my wee gold medal in my ice skating, and that was one of my, it was actually a really, big success. I think that was the first time that I had actually won something because I had actually put in hard work and dedication into something, and then I got an outcome from it. So that was, my small wee one when I was younger, and it made, such a difference to kind of moulding who I am. And then, success. You know what? Getting my master's from Durham University. I managed to do my undergrad at Northumbria, which was amazing. But masters is next level. The commitment and understanding that you have to kind of go into a certain topic area. So I did education, and I loved it. I loved learning about it. But what you have to put in to try and graft out, and I then had to do my dissertation, and that was brutal. That was really hard. 15,000 words of, and you have to actually, you can't just make it up. You actually have to truly believe in what you have to say, because then it structures, and that is what a master's is about. And I got my result through, and where I literally got I got a distinction, and I burst. I was on my own in my house, burst into tears. I was like, oh, classic tears again. But it was so emotional, because I was I actually have put in so much hard work, and I feel like I am actually deserving of that grade. And it was nice to share that with my friends. And my friends did, it was during COVID that it all happened, so we had a delayed graduation. But previous to that, my friends did a little celebration with me, and it truly meant the world, and everyone was just so lovely. So yeah, that was good success there. Greatest success in hockey. You know what? Genuinely gaining my first cap for Scotland after coming back from getting hip surgery in May 2018, and then I got my first cap in February 2019. So cliche. My mum and dad, genuinely. My mum, in the fact that she is the most incredible, inspiring, motivating woman I've ever met in my life, and she's so empowering, and she won't hurt a fly. She's taught me to be, or try to be, honestly, if I'm half the woman her, when I'm older, wow. She walks into a room and she lights the room up with everybody, and it's just incredible. And her desire to keep fit and keep active, but in a positive way, and especially with the mental health side of things as well. She's just fantastic. And and she was, everyone always knows me and my family because of my dad, who played rugby for Scotland and all that sort of stuff. But she was just as much as even close to being even a better athlete, but just wasn't decorated as much as my dad. So she did, nearly went to the Commonwealth Games for swimming. She was a biathlon and triathlon Scotland champion. She's an all-round just incredible woman, and just keeps me going and keeps me smiling every day. And then my dad, in his desire to be, he's just so confident in himself and his abilities, which is incredible. And he actually doesn't come across as cocky. I know that's a bit biased, but I don't think he comes across as cocky, but he comes across as actually, I am sure of who I am. And his how he played for Scotland and stuff. I watched an old rugby game, and actually he was brilliant. He was really good, and he was a great athlete, and his determination is just next to nothing. Now, he speaks to me quite a lot about sport now. I used to ignore him. I didn't really buy in what he's saying, but he's now coming out with like some wise words and is starting to understand, and yeah, I just love his like outlook on life. He's just always so positive with everything, which is just yeah, it's really, really cool. My mum and dad, they're just unbelievable human beings, and I'll be forever thankful to have them in my life. Dog. Chinese. Coffee. Beach. I don't know. I don't want to see this person. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm not going to see. I know I got a couple of random. Who have I met? Oh, Jonah Lomu. Winning against Ireland with, on my 13th cap for Scotland. 13. I think I put my like shin pads on certain ways, but subconsciously. Grey's Anatomy. Failure. Sunrise, sunset. Sunset. 8. Believe in yourself. Yeah. Believe in yourself. No. Both of them are probably. Yeah. Let's back yourself. Tomorrow's success is based on today's performance.
Yeah.